Michael Saylor, Bitcoin's either going to zero or a million. What if you're wrong about the million? What could go wrong in general that takes it to zero realistically?
I guess space aliens come down with the, space alien cyber virus, and they hate the human race, and they decide that the best thing in the human race is Bitcoin, and they try to kill it. Um, I rather think that they'll probably just zap us all, you know, before they bother to kill Bitcoin. Some extinction level event, like this. You're on a ship. What could go wrong with your family? Oh, the ship could sink, I guess, rapidly. I mean, the Titanic level, extinction level event. An asteroid could hit the Earth. I mean, that's what took out the dinosaurs. So, I mean, I would acknowledge that you could have an existential threat or extinction level event. But that's the case with everything that you can possibly own. I mean, that's an argument for not crossing the street. That's an argument for not putting food in your mouth. That's an argument for not drinking. And that's an argument for not owning anything. It might poison you or it might collapse to zero. But but beyond that, I think most of the turbulence in the future is just political volatility. It's like, oh, the Chinese are going to block it. Oh, that's bad. Oh, the Chinese are going to embrace it. That's bad. Oh, the Chinese didn't block it. That's bad. Oh, the Chinese, it's like people speculating about what the Chinese will do, what the Russians will do, what the government will do. And that causes, they're going to raise the interest rates. That's bad. They're going to lower the interest rates. That's bad. It'll be the entire asset is very exposed to macroeconomic volatility. I think it's a feature. I think it's what makes it the greatest asset in the world. But there are a lot of people that don't like volatility, and they would just like everything to be smooth and calm and easy. They're always going to perceive it as a little bit scary. I think that we're beyond the point where it's going to fail. It didn't fail. It succeeded. Is it going to be banned? No. Right. The big three is, will it be hacked? Will it be banned? Will it be copied? And the answer is, it hasn't been hacked. It isn't getting banned. It has been copied, but it's winning. It's the best copy, right? It was a copy of other stuff that came before it. It was a bit better. And other people have copied it, but the copies have been deemed a bit worse. The smart money in the world has decided this is the winner. You know, it's uh it's like the economic protocol for prosperity. Why do you speak English? Because it's the language protocol for prosperity, Why do you use base 10 math? Why do you use Zoom right now, right? Why do you use the internet, right? Theoretically, the internet could stop, Zoom could stop, I could change to Chinese. I could, theoretically, but the point is, it's the protocol chosen by all the people on the planet to go about their business. They didn't have to choose English. It could have been French. That might have been decided at Waterloo or a bit before that, right? Could have been Latin. Didn't work out that way, right? It works out to be English. So I think at this point, if you think of it as a protocol, it's like, well, what if people stop using 10 and 9 and the number 8? What if they start using base 16? It's like, well, I'm building my computer programs on base 10. But what if they switch to Swahili and use base 32? Because I read somewhere it's better. It's like, yeah, well, maybe, but right now the entire world thinks this one is better, and we'll use this one because all the smart rich people use this one. And when all the smart rich people decide to move to a different protocol, at least I'll be rich and I can move my money to the new protocol with them, right? And so that's why Bitcoin is winning. That's why it makes sense to be invested in it.
So Google's Willow and quantum computing. I know it's not ready yet, but let's say in 15 years, when quantum computing goes into full effect, what will happen to Bitcoin?
The entire Willow thing is a successful marketing stunt, but they created a quantum benchmark that has no practical use. And then they showed that their quantum computer with no practical use is really good at the benchmark that they created, right? So if it had a practical use, they would have turned it on to mine Bitcoin and they would be making $50 million a day, but they're not. So I guess they could use it for a lot of things. It is a proof of concept that they can create something which may or may not be useful sometime in the future. And in the history of science, there are proof of concepts, and sometimes they're 5 years before they work, and sometimes they're 50 years. We had Google Glass. You remember when we finally commercialized that? That started like 2012 or 2013, and here we are, and 12 years later, and no Google Glass. So nobody knows when we will have a powerful enough computer to crack modern day encryption. But when we do it, it will be a problem for everybody, including Google. It crashes their own stock, guys. It crashes Microsoft and Google and Meta and Apple and everything in the S&P and all the Magnificent Seven and all the robots and all the drones fall out of the sky and the banking system fails and the governments of the world fail when someone does that. And what's the answer? Intelligent computer scientists will upgrade all the encryption in order to be quantum resistant or whatever. There's going to be a continual upgrade to encryption technology and defense technology to address the threats as they form. Bitcoin's just software, right? As I said, it's a protocol. It's like, what do you expect your bank to do when it's no longer secure? You expect the bank to upgrade the software. What do you think all the smart people with the money in the world are going to do when someone invents a computer that might threaten their money? They're going to upgrade the software and upgrade the hardware to defeat the threat. So it's not like anything. It's not unlike every other issue in the world. What happens when you don't have a word for this in the English language. So I heard everybody switching to Russian because you don't have a word in the English language to deal with the quantum threat. And my answer is, when it's really a threat, we'll invent the word and we'll stick with English, right? So the protocols evolve. Life is going to move forward. Smart people, when they're under threat, are just going to upgrade their defenses. And that's what I expect with Bitcoin, just like I expect it with everything else you use in your life that requires encryption of any sort. I was a hater when Bitcoin was $100 a coin, and some people get on board at $10 a coin, some at 100, some at 1,000, some at 10,000. It's not too late. It's still pretty early. I mean, it's a 99% discount, to 10 million a coin. You're still going to get 100x if you join now. It's like the guy saying, damn, it's 1750 and I didn't buy Manhattan real estate 100 years ago and now it's going to cost me more. It's like everybody's saying that. They're always thinking it's too late. It's not too late. I mean, you're still at the point where just 1-2% of the population of the world really understands what's going on. I think we're like getting into the third inning.
If you're interested in making money with crypto, click subscribe for a daily video keeping you informed. And like always, see you tomorrow.